What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. So we have another alt in my list that absolutely took off today. That was Energy Web Token. We can see from this low, following the same structure as Filecoin, Rose, and a variety of others, and absolutely exploding. Now, in yesterday's video, we actually mentioned that Energy Web was in that list side by side with like GLMR and a few others. So I'm going to show you a few more that I think have the same potential. Now, of course, alts have to retrace. I've been saying that August is going to be a month of retracements, mainly because of ETH really pushing up the market, speculation with the ETH merge, overall, all kinds of news within the Fed, of course. But alts always follow each other. So I'd say like once per quarter, you have this opportunity where you can compound gains. It takes a lot of patience, but if you're able to, you can get these huge rides. So for this example, I mean, even if you were at the range of this top and you rode this up and you were able to get, a 40% profit, of course it went much higher. And then you took that into another and got another 40%. So 2 consecutive 40% trades. That is how I double my money. So really quick, if you're new to the channel, I highly recommend going back and watching some of my videos from a few weeks ago, but I want to show you that we're comparing altcoins, this list on the right-hand side, and we're using the March-April high to the most recent June low. Now turning the lights on, we're just drawing a Fibonacci retracement wick to wick, high to the low. We can see that Filecoin exploded 137% above the 236. Now we have other assets doing this very thing, in this case for Energy Web, and this is on the list, and of course I was posting this in Discord as well. I only have a few more, so I'm just going to show everybody in this video. But you can see, I mean, even Energy Web, let me fix that a little bit. So wick to wick, and where did we go? We came up right up to the 382. And notice, we've been using this 200 daily moving average as another point of reference, as potential resistance. Now, if you're QNT doesn't care. Came up to the 702, consolidated, and then exploded again. And now we're seeing Ethereum Classic do that same thing, and we'll go over that. So overall, we're seeing, let me just show you additional data. We have Filecoin, got the pop from this low. So I'm looking for alts that essentially look like they are in this structure. Still down here, before the explosion, before the buy volume. So we got Filecoin. We have, of course, EWT Energy Web, partnered with the XRP Ledger Foundation, connections to, Polkadot, Alliance Block, API3, huge organizations. I think EWT is awesome. Now, which other assets potentially could replicate this setup? First up, we have RMRK. This is another asset that I think could be potentially in this structure. As you can see, if we break, it is game time. And of course, this is an example of why I'm always watching the RSI, even on the daily time frame, because once we're up here, when we pierce, that's when we get that potential for that moonshot. So with the Fibonacci retracement on RMRK, wick to wick, from that March-April high to the low, we can see this is a huge Fib retracement. Now, there's no guarantee we just go right up to the 236, so how can we best measure it? What other levels have yet to be backtested? Now, we can do the same thing for Energy Web as well, like scroll over, see other points that have yet to be tagged or have been tagged. And as you can see, let's draw a quick horizontal ray. It's going to go right there. We have yet to tag it, but we came damn close. I mean, even for RMRK, if we did in fact kind of duplicate that and come close, I'd still be looking around that level. And I know people don't even believe in these retracements. Like, they think this is hype and too good to be true. I think this is super realistic. I mean, keep in mind, yes, we're in a bear market, but don't let that turn you into missing every opportunity that's ever presented. As we can see from the all-time high of December 2021, this asset has crashed 96%. And there's people saying this is impossible and this is hype for an asset to come back up and do a pump, even if it's 80% back to the 236, around $7. It's at $4. I don't think that's crazy. So RMRK is on that list. Now, Rose or Oasis made me a lot of money this month. Actually, my top earner for this month, besides GRT, was Cadena or KDA. So as you can see, we have RMRK, we have Rose hitting that level. Another one I want to show you, and I'm more confident in the look of like GALA. GALA looks great, RMRK, even Telcoin. We'll talk about GLMR too, and I'll give you my 2 cents. But Helium or HNT is one that I'm just not as certain about. Like, is it in fact, following similar structures we saw down here? It just looks a bit weaker. I mean, we could see a clear triangle right here, but I just don't want this to do something like a quant stamp or QSP. It's looking a little low and weak because QSP is like challenging its low. And we did see what ZCX did or Unizen. I mean, it practically died. So I do want to err on the side of caution here, but I did want to show you that look. And if we were to follow other assets and even get that pop up to $11, I think that's realistic. Now, Telcoin, in my opinion, looks much better. It looks a lot stronger. You can see that RSI, and this is what I'm talking about. You see how we start really climbing, getting up to that higher level around 70. That is something, to me, that looks good. So this is something I would comfortably swing the bat on, kind of comparing the structure if you're looking at this fractal. But let's also look at the Fibonacci. So using that March-April high, we're well below retracements, of course. And if there's any other previous levels to backtest, I mean, we can see some resistance right there. And I think that's actually a really doable target. So I would say we're at 0.00169. I'd be looking to get that big 50-60% move, just like we saw Energy Web token do today. And of course, EWT did this in a single day. So for people to say this is impossible, I mean, this is crypto. So let's see for Energy Web in a single day. We're going to go wick to wick. I know we're up 30% right now. So never say never. But we can see wick to wick. This was a 51% candle in a single day, up to the 382. Remember yesterday's video, if you caught it, we talked about DAG already hitting that level. We're calling for DAG to go to 11 cents when it was at 8 cents. It did it. Now we have Energy Web. So right now, I'd be watching Telcoin. Remember, we made it to the 382 for some alts that would be absolutely insane, up to 0.0043. Never say never. Still watching Remark, mainly because the RSI looks very good. Now, GALA is another one. I think it's an incredibly strong asset. And I know when you're looking at this chart, you're probably laughing at it. But I mean, from the all-time high, we crashed 94-95%. Even in bear markets, if you go back to 2017, 2018, when we had a lot more alts, you can see fluctuations. Even in a bear market, assets would come up to the 50, the 100, and then even the 200 MA up there. So if you think this is a big old bull trap, this is still massive opportunity, and I'm going to be taking advantage of this. For me personally, the best strategy is to always have exposure in crypto, but then also have a cash position. So for you, whether that means a 50-50 split or a 25-75 split, you have to decide what's best for yourself. GALA is still at 6 cents today. I think we get that pop. I personally think we go up to 10 cents, and it could take weeks to get there, but notice we do have a lot of resistance at, this whole area of like 7.5 cents all the way up to 10. And the 10 cent mark is right at that 236. And friendly reminder, Filecoin, Energy Web, we have Rose. These are just a few conservative examples. I have others that are all the way up here. And right now, I'm showing you conservative examples of assets that have very similar structures, just to the 236. So IOTA also looks good, but notice that we have more so signs of strength. We're really just starting the move. RSI was getting close, but notice that the other structures like FIL and Rose, they were really just kind of sideways. Even GALA right now, they're ranging sideways. It's like a flat, you can see, before the potential pop. Whereas IOTA had this type of flat, but started actually getting this move, and it wasn't just straight up. So for me, the longer the base, the higher in space. And the live stream's available right in my Discord. You can just go to call recordings. And again, we went over Energy Web token live, and I said this very thing. You guys already know all my calls for like Algo, API3, talked about Bitcoin. We did Casper, HBAR, QNT expectations. This is another asset that has just absolutely rocketed past to the 786. So super interested in that, super happy that alts are retracing. And I'm hoping that anybody that got hit really hard by the market and was down a lot, they lost faith. I hope you guys were able to DCA, keep the faith, and you can still see the light at the end of the tunnel, because this too will pass. Also did this quick Instagram post yesterday if you want to check this out, and keep in mind that my Instagram and all my socials are available right up here in the link tree. And how do you know this is my real Twitter? Because you can go right up to the YouTube channel under my verified YouTube channel. So you can go right over here, see this green logo, that's my link tree. I have my official Twitter and my official Instagram. So if you click that, it'll take you right to my link tree. Or if you click like the latest video, we're just going to open up right here and link tree right there. And also to the guy in the comments that said QNT is a scam, I have no idea why you guys think QNT is a scam. First off, I have videos from 2018 going over QNT, all thanks to I Am Legion, part of the XRP community. He's the one that turned me onto it. Another amazing blogger that really helped me understand QNT as well is CryptoSec. It's crypto and then SEQ, I believe. Awesome guy. He's available on Twitter as well. His information will help you so much. But I don't understand why people think that QNT is a scam. I was in it at $3. I even bought my first 1,000 tokens at that price because it was so cheap. And just because it crashes 90% or fluctuate, that does not mean that a crypto is a scam. It means that we are in an asset class that is still highly illiquid and nascent. Like QNT did over a 2,500x. They are on Hyperledger's foundation. They are partnered and on Oracle's website, one of the biggest companies in the world. I'm sorry, but it's not a scam. Gilbert's of Quant is extremely legitimate. We can go to like an old 2018 interview, and you don't have to buy it. It already exploded this month. It's up over like 220%. This is one of the interviews that made me go really heavy in QNT, and this is Blockchain Brad, one of the best YouTube channels out there. We can see Quant Network Update. He literally interviews the CEO of Quant. So this is 2018. This is actually right around the time when I was buying Quant. So this is some of the examples. I know I did YouTube videos talking about like SIA, the Italian banking consortium that's connected to like XRP and all these groups throughout Europe, and Task Group, which is the heart of the European payments network. And the second that I saw that Quant, Corda, all these other networks, XRP, they're all working with R3 and SIA, I was sold. So anybody that calls QNT a scam, they have not done the research. I'm not saying it won't fluctuate. I'm not saying that assets cannot crash in price, but that does not mean it's a scam. And also, really quick, to the guy that is online telling people that I'm telling other people to buy Luna, I don't know if you're confusing me with somebody. I don't know where you're getting your information from. I have my whole Luna story documented via YouTube videos for years, my Twitter posts. Anytime I ever talked about Luna, it was when I sold it at 50 to 60 cents, and then it went to $100, and I missed it. And if I ever did a post about Luna, I was literally just showing how the fibs hit the 89 fib perfectly, and I was comparing it to other assets like Casper. Also, another example is Phantom. So for example, just a fib retracement on the Terra Luna price chart. We can see over here. We can see over here from the high to the low, and this is what I just always show. I was showing the 89 fib extension being reached, and that is just crazy because that's one of the highest fib extensions I use. We could add more, but I always thought that was super interesting because Phantom does the same thing, FTM. So let me just pull that up really quick for anybody new. I just want to make sure I'm, backing all my claims here. Okay, so from the high, I'll try to make it wick to wick as clean as possible, to the low. And where did we go? All the way up to the 89 fib, to perfection. So that's why I get really excited when I look for the moon scenario of other assets. When I'm looking at like Casper, XRP, like XRP has only made it up to the, I believe, 55. We'll check, but I mean, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, damn, like even just looking at a really conservative swing high and looking at the 89 fib, even using like November's high and then going here and then looking at the 89 fib, it's like, wow. But conservatively, it's like, okay, let's battle through these retracements. I'm not giving you a price predictions of, triple or crazy double digits for Casper, by the way. But conservatively, it's like, okay, got to make it through the 236 of 7 cents. Another area of confluence would be anywhere from 15 to 20 cents. The next level would be probably, I'm going to say like in the 30, 35 cent area. And then if we really get that next pop, 60 cents, 80 cents to $1, just these whole regions, one by one, we have to kind of get through them. Remember that Phantom and Luna were all the way up here. That is the success case for assets. And then for XRP really quick, for XRP, even using the high dating back to 2013 to that low of 2014, July, we're going to go all the way over. I mean, this is another example. Actually cleaner in trading view, and I know I've shown this before, but you can see that like even this wick last year, the previous high of 2021 hit the 34, and then what did we do previously? Hit the 55, and the 89 fib extension is at $5, $5.89. Now another thing you can do is instead of using this high, we can also use the most recent high and then gauge those really high moon targets. So let's do that from the high to the low. And you can see from the high to the low, wick to wick, we rejected the 50% retracement right there, and we're just really still consolidating under the 236. So you can see targets of $10 to $15. I also know that some technical analysts have in fact shown like the logarithmic growth curve for XRP, and it does target like $25 to $30 right around that region. So I do think that's interesting. Now, of course, using this swing high instead of that other one, it used to be $5. Now the 89 fib shows $329. If you guys want to read my Terra Luna story, this is on kevincage.yt, just under this About Us page, and I can actually just show you. Just showing like the original holdings, the screenshots from the dates of when I had Luna. I had over 200,000 tokens and ended up selling them. Have a video, let's see, July 18th as it was dated. The crypto bull run is coming, 2020. So this is July 2020, before the end of your bull run. We can see ADA, VeChain, XLM, XRP, Chainlink, HBAR, Tezos. Tezos really hasn't done much, to be honest. Chainlink did super well. But we can see, I mean, even VeChain crushed it. So look at what I did. I showed you at like 24 cents for Luna at the time, showing that weekly pivot on the chart. Terra Luna on KuCoin, showing a 123% pump to the pivot, 1, 2, 3. And this is literally where I sold. So I showed people the target, and then I executed it when it came to pass. And you can see, this is what I did. I bought here Terra Luna and I sold here. Hit the pivot, great take profit, because guess what? We crashed hard. I never bought back, and then we rocketed. We were at $4 to $5 during the bull run last year in 2021, like early on. And talk about regret, because I would have had like, millions at the time. And then I never bought back. I told everybody I'm focused on the others, and I really should have just chased it. But we can see that it did in fact go to $100. And per the calculation, like that was $50,000, and I turned it, into over 6 figures. But if I held it to the top, and let's be real, that would not happen. That would be over $20 million. Because all you can do is, at least take this screenshot, over 200,000 tokens times $100 per Luna, and the all-time high was 118. That's over $20 million. So $50,000 investment would have turned into 20 million. That's a 400x. And once again, I never would have held it this long, at least not my whole bag. I would have taken profit or got my initial out. And I mean, I would have panic sold at $1. I wouldn't have held it to $1 to $5. But what I do with assets I believe in, because we know how Luna ended, it went to zero. It was nothing but an experiment in terms of algorithmically pegged stablecoins that went too far. It was backed by huge groups, and it was one of the biggest debacles in crypto history. And imagine if I had millions up here and I saw it go to zero. So here's a post I did yesterday, Filecoin and rose just using that March-April high. You can see August 10th at 11:50 a.m. So I was showing Energy Web at $2.62. I actually forgot I posted this. So I mean, you can see 262, and you know, obviously we got that pop. And if we map that, that's 263. So I mean, almost 262. Look at that. That's one day later. That's awesome. But all right, guys, let's call it a day. Much love. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. All links can be found in my Linktree linked in the video description, and I will catch you in the next one.